All right, guys. Today we've been from the 5ers for the trading room. Still another problem by putting the camera, so we will do this without that today. Let me know if you hear me good on the microphone, and then I will share. I will start by sharing the screen. Yep, perfect. Thank you, Edward. How are you, Edward? Let me check one moment. Hi everyone. Thank you for joining. I'm a bit sorry for the camera. I want to put it, but actually, well, I don't succeed to put it. Anyway, so let's start. Okay. I will try to open some pairs interesting today. There is actually big moves in the yen, also in the dollar. Let's start by this one, for example. I just want to do something before. Save template, save him on default. Okay. Okay, that's nice. All right. I know that there is a lot of opportunity on the market. That's nothing new, especially for a day trader. Even for a swing, there is very long momentum trades to take. Hi, Anna. So look, the GBP actually on the H4, and you can see this here, is standing on the lowest point that we made last week. Okay, so it was a little bounce, and then we actually reached that zone again. The trend is still very bearish for the pound, and let's say the dollar is very strong recently. So it would be a hard bet to make. It would be very hard to make here a buy. Okay, if you want to make a buy, it would be only for day trade or for scalper. But making a buy in that kind of setup, when you see like the daily is block exactly this low and make a lower low, it will be like trading not in the trend, so it will be very difficult. But what you can do as well is to opening a sell position to go with the trend. And I think today and even yesterday there was many opportunity to do, like in the H1 we see we had this kind of setup here. Okay, when the market break it, then make a retest. Okay, I like to say I like talking about the break and retest scenario here. We know that the market is on a very downtrend. You see also in the H1 trend line. You see the market structure itself very easily. Okay, so you see the market make a support on that zone, then make a breakout, continue, make a retest, and also you could see as well in the M15 that this was a nice zone to enter. It's exactly this zone, I think. I want to be sure. So it's approximately this zone. Okay, so this was a good zone to open short, for example. Actually, this trade can be a risk-free trade. Okay, if you open short at that point and you hold it, you can actually remove your stop loss or to break even or to this highest point. Okay, there was a resistance as well today. Not maybe today, but here, yeah, today and yesterday. Okay, the market make this type of high. Okay, maybe the high of today will be that point. Okay, we don't know, but this is interesting to see that the market structure like going down, making a small retest, a small retracement, and going down again. Okay, you can see this clearly, very clearly. So this is what I see on the pound dollar. If you want to position yourself day trades, there is high possibility to get a lower low, I believe. And if you're a very aggressive trader and very scalp, you can identify some zone here. Okay, you see on the H4 that this was an interesting zone. So for people that maybe wait for a small repush, even it's break below, okay, there are some scalpers that know exactly how to enter, say at that point, but it's very dangerous to make that kind of things. So the best thing is to go with the trend. So this is for the pound dollar. The euro dollar is quite the same. Actually, we see that the dollar is starting to be weakened. Okay, but I think it's only a LLC retracement of the market. Okay, actually from the H1 graph we see here that the market went down already 150 pips. So you know a small retracement would be very healthy. Okay, we are not sure to when the market will do that, but actually we are looking. The market is looking for a small retracement. What about the GBP CAD? Yeah, I will see this. I think there is also big movement in the CAD, as we see that oil is down like $10 per barrel. So definitely the dollar CAD, the GBP CAD, the CAD yen, for example, will move. But let's check out on the GBP CAD. I think it would be a nice also chart to see. Okay. Actually, what I see, it's very consolidation. It's very consolidating actually. Which one? Actually, the market is on an important key zone. Okay, if I see on the daily, this approximately this zone. Okay, that the market make a retest. Okay, then break. So we make one-time support, then break it, then make a retest with this kind of consolidation, make a down below. So here can be an interesting key zone. Okay, but we should be looking at this kind of zone. You see on the H4 that very difficult for the GBP CAD to go over that. Okay, so this can be a good zone to go with the trend, to continue with it. Opening a sell position even today at the opening, or even when the market pushed higher on the H4, would not be bad at all. Okay, there is a high potential to reach all this demand. Okay, this was this market break here, or even to reach the lowest point. Okay, the market on the H4 can, if you want to open a sell here, for example, this would be the first touch, and here will be the second. And if you want to let a runner in your position, you can even wait for a lower low. Okay, that will be interesting. Again, I didn't say that at the beginning of the session, but all the analysis I'm doing and all the trade I'm maybe going to take today is only for educational purposes. Okay, let's say you should be aware of the risk management you have in your account. Okay, you have to have a proper risk management. I know that General Saul is talking each Wednesday regarding risk management and how much you should allocate per trade, scaling in, scaling out. I think that you guys should attend this kind of trading room that generally attend Wednesday. And I think both together, let's say the review today of day trading and some kind of opportunities that we have on the market, you should combine this with the risk management. Risk management is almost 80% of what you can do as a trader, and it's very important. Even you have the best setup and like 90% win rate, you must have a proper risk management. I repeat this all the time, but this is very important. All right, so that's what I see on the GBP CAD. Okay, the market is consolidating. Also, you see even on the H1. You see there is this kind of zone here, also with that. Okay, approximately. So the market structure, you know, it's building up, then it's make a base. There is two scenarios. Or the market can break this support and we can reach the lowest point, or the market can break above. And then if the market, I like to also see the second scenario. If we break above this kind of consolidation, there is also a high, let's say, a high probability that we reach even a biggest point, okay, highest point. So there is here two types of scenario. Actually, we're in the middle of the range, so I wouldn't do anything right now. But if the market, let's say, reach that zone and starting to give you, listen, here, for example, I like using Bollinger Bands and stochastics, and it's worked very well in consolidation pattern. Okay, so that's why I'm using it. I think if you guys already know me, I'm like using this kind of setup. Okay, this is the consolidation zone in the market. We see that actually the market reached the highest point. Okay, so this is a support, and then I see exactly here that stochastics is above 80 point level, and we are also exactly at the highest point of the Bollinger Band. So we had here, for example, a signal to go, for example, short at this point. Okay, this would be for let's say day trading. Okay, if you want to position yourself, you can also position yourself here, but you can position yourself 2 times. Okay, or you can wait that the market make a break below that and then make a retest. Okay, so this will be, let's say, the confirmation, and then the market, and then you should buy approximately to that zone, and then the market will turn around. Okay, so again, when you decide to enter the market at that zone, you should get a signal, a confirmation signal. Okay, it's very important to not entering the market blind, but to be aware, okay, that the market didn't make a fake out and then move back again to the zone. Okay, so this is the first scenario. Okay, the second one will be the opposite. Okay, if we break above, so it will be the same. Okay, the market will make a breakout above that zone. Okay, and if the market make a small retest, so you should open again a position like that. Again, not 100% of the time the price will retrace. Okay, if the market don't retrace, and you see that the market is going like far away like that, I believe that you already, let's say, not miss the opportunity, but maybe not wait for a retest, but wait for another consolidation zone like that. Okay, and sometimes don't open at all a position. Okay, when you see that the market do something different from your plan you decide before, the best thing is to go away of this kind of market and watch another opportunity. Okay, so that's how I would see the GBP card. Actually, consolidation zone, wait for a breakout on retest in both sides. I would prefer to go short here, for example, because we see that on the H4 we are in a big supply zone. So that's why I would prefer to open a short position. Okay. All right. Okay, let's go to the euro dollar and the pound New Zealand. I also want to maybe try to open a short scalp today. I have to check what kind of setup we have for scalp right now, but okay, on the H4, I think everyone looks something like that. Okay, this is a clear uptrend. Okay, for example, the uptrend on the H4 is still intact. Okay, we make all the time a higher high. Okay, so this is very clear for the moment. Okay, I want to check if on the daily chart we see like here a zone that can be interesting. Okay, okay, it's yeah, this can be also a key zone, for example. Okay, so you should be looking at that zone as well. Also at yeah, I think this would be the zone. This was a demand. the demand didn't react at all, but we have like this kind of zone. Can the market make a big dip above? Let's check on the H1 if we see something relevant. Yeah, I think the best thing here is to make a buy, but you should wait for a certain point to make a buy. It may be the highest point as well. But yeah, it seems the market make all the time an higher high. This is definitely clear in this market. Let's check. Okay. Actually, the market on M15 is doing something like a short compression zone. You see, we have something like that on the M15 that the market is starting to go below. But you know, the overall trend on the daily on the H4 is still bullish. But you should check at the closure of this candle. Okay, this would be very interesting. Okay, actually the candle like make a highest point, and then we trace everything. So be careful of the closure here, and then try to walk and trade the market accordingly to what you see on the chart. I have open position euro dollar for buy. Yeah, we'll check euro dollar just after. I just want to check something on the. Yeah, we see that the market is going even deeper. Okay. Let's look at the euro dollar. We already talked about the pound dollar. I believe euro dollar will be might be the same. The dollar is very strong actually. So yeah. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. So Anna is with us, and she's holding a buy position. Okay, I want to try maybe to give my opinion on that. First of all, you should ask yourself if you hold the position for a long time or if you hold the position for a day trade. Okay, if you hold this for a long time, let's say if you look at the daily chart and you thought to yourself, okay, I will be here opening a buy. Personally, this will not be the decision for me today. Okay, you see clearly that the chart is very bullish. You will never know when will be the lowest point and when will be the retracement here. Okay, I believe that at some point the market will do something like that. Okay, that's correct, but you don't know when, and that's why for the daily chart you should be waiting. If you're working, let's say at the H1 or the H4, there might be some opportunity to open a buy. Okay, so let's look and let's try to analyze where Hannah should probably open a buy here, and I believe that if I see on the H1, okay. Okay, there is two let's say two scenarios. How you open a buy, let's say at this kind of demand with this let's say weak buy and you open here, or you open today with this kind of consolidation and something above here. So let's look, let's say at the M15 now, but only the M15 will give us here a small buying entry. Okay, and it will be let's say to that zone approximately. Okay, but you see clearly that the trend is on a downtrend still. Okay, there is multiple type of downtrend you can hear sign. Generally, I don't like to put downtrend, but when it links, it works well. But here you see that this is the highest point. This is the highest point. This is the highest point actually. Okay, so as long as we all the time making a lower high, okay, the trend, the overall trend is still bearish. Okay, and you see exactly that this point is exactly the reaction of this supply. Okay, I know that you already also guys know the supply and demand pattern, and we see here that this is the beginning of the supply. The market react exactly well here. So actually we start, let's say, a consolidation zone as well, but there is, let's say, higher probability that the market will go even below that. Okay, so if you open a buy at that zone, okay, that will be perfect for a day trader. Okay, I hope that you close at the supply, and if not, Okay, I encourage you to move to put the stop loss, let's say, very tight or break even. Okay, that's why I would see. Still, this is my opinion. So you manage your trade or you think, but that's my analysis on the euro dollar. Okay, I see this support on the M15, this big supply on the M15. So actually, the market is consolidating. Okay. On M15, on H4, it's something very different. Okay, we are on daily and H4, we see clearly that the market is only going down. Okay, and we see this clearly. And if yeah, we just before that we talked about the pound New Zealand. If you already open a sell position at the highest point, yeah, you should. If I had opened sorry a sell position on that pair, I will hold it, because actually the market react to the big supply here. Sorry, for New Zealand, it's not maybe the chart I looked. Okay, so if you catch the top here, this should be the same scenario. The risk management and the trade management you should have is already to put the stop loss at break even. I will not take a risk here to make the market an higher high. Okay, so you should be aware of how you manage your trade. Very important. You see also on the H4 that we have this clear trend line. Okay, so on H4 the market is bullish actually, and what you can see as well here is that we have, I think I already talked today about maybe last week about the head and shoulders we have here. Okay, here we have the head, here we have the shoulders. Okay, and here we have the shoulders, for example, the one or the second one, it might be the same. Okay, and the market, the neckline was this approximately. Okay, and generally when you get a signal on the head and shoulders, the target should be exactly the head to the neckline. So it will be approximately 200 pips, and I believe we already make the 200 pips. Okay, even higher than that, 260 pips we made from that. Okay, so that's interesting. I think we saw that on last week together, I believe, and this was happened. Okay, so interesting. This was a nice returning, let's say, returning scenario on the chart. Okay, I have some question on the chat, so I will try to answer one by one. I'm sorry if I didn't give you an answer. Saeed is asking about gold. We're not talking about gold today because I think there was a lot of things to talk about: the dollar, the yen, and so on. If I have time, I will try to make it at the end of the session. Generally, I talk about gold, sometimes hold at the end of the session, but not in the middle. Can you give example of breakout and confirmation after consolidation? So exactly the same setup. I think I don't remember what chart I opened, but if I have another example, I will show you. But I talked a lot about breakout and consolidation. I will be happy to show you it again. It's something very easy. You see, it's a breakout, and then you wait for retracing to the support or resistance that broke just earlier, for example. Will be okay if the price is ranging and closes above resistance and support, with the example as long as the alternative price is ranging. That's a nice question. That's a nice question. If you see that the candlestick, okay, is closing above the support, or sorry, below the support or above the resistance, personally, so still it's my opinion, it's not for me a signal. Okay, let's say it can be a signal for most of the traders. Let's say for 90% of traders, we think that making a breakout, a big bullish candle after a support or a resistance will be a signal. But I all the time want to catch the best price I can onto the market, and the best price will be only on the retracement. Okay, so let's say it will be only on the retests that I can catch the best. So like I said, and I think I give the example, if you see that the market, you see here, for example, let's say the euro dollar will break this support here. If the market goes straight down, okay, so as a trader, personally, it's still, again, my opinion, I wouldn't be able to open a short position here. Only if the market do something like that, okay, here, for example, and get back to some level here. I will opening a short position. If the market don't make a retracement, I will probably not open the market. But still, this is my my point of view of the market. But nice question, Zachary. I hope it helps. When you draw zones, are you applying multi-time frame analysis to base your decision, or you are using the different charts to know where best setups are? I'm doing quite the same. Okay, it's I like to have 4 charts, and you know, make a multi-time frame analysis would be the best. Okay, you see here that on the M15 there is a clear support, daily support, and also we clear that there is a clear supply on the M15. On the daily chart, you cannot see that. Okay, but on the daily chart, I maybe can check the overall trend and the overall let's say weekly or daily chart. So you see, sometimes you will have some signals on the M15 that you will not have in the daily, and that's why I all the time try to combine, let's say, H4 chart with your H1 chart and M15 chart to increase my probability trades. Okay, if I see that on the H4 we stand here on the resistance, also on the H1 we are in a daily resistance, and also on the M15, so this is gold for me. Okay, this is a golden point, and I will probably go with my decision. When Jordan are you playing with yeah, that I think I'm sure properly. Do you have a YouTube channel so I can learn all the things you teach? The YouTube channel is the 5ers. Okay, you can find us on YouTube, and we try to make a replay of all the let's say not all, but almost all the trading room we made on live on Zoom. So I invite you to subscribe on the YouTube channel, and let's say almost all the trading room will be on replay, and we try to make a live analysis all the time. So so that's nice, and I think as well that very soon we will improve our format on the trading room. We will try to do something very nice. We get a lot of good review about the trading room and how we made this. So we want to invest on it even more. So stay tuned, and I believe you will be happy of that very soon. I have a lot of questions. I will try to answer, and then I will continue the analysis. I didn't, let's say, open a short scalp. There was, let's say, no opportunity. If I don't know. I see actually we're in the middle of the range in the euro dollar, also in the pound New Zealand that we see just before. You should on going long on the H4 euro card upon retracement of the 20 MA. I will check the euro card just after. What do you think my strategy show me entry and exit by using indicators? Is this good enough or better on clean charts without indicators? Adelaja, if you have an entry point on the daily and a sell point on the H4, okay, don't trade these pairs. Okay, the best scenario and the highest probability to get a successful trade is to have a buying signal on the daily chart and to have a buying signal on the H4 and the H1 and the M15 and so on. Yeah, and also it depends also the time frame and the time you want to hold the position. Yeah. Okay, Eyal, let's look at the Eurocard. Thank you for all those questions. I appreciate when we have like a certain kind of interaction together. It's always nice to talk and to give my insights and what I think. Okay, this is actually a key zone, let's say, in the Eurocard. Okay, and it's exactly the breakout, let's say breakout and retest scenario that we can show again. Okay, so here we see that there was a big drop on the Eurocard, and then the market starting to stop and consolidate. Okay, this is called the consolidation zone. So also, I think there are some traders that say drop base. So this is the drop, this is the base. And then it can or drop or can go. But actually we see that, and I will show this again on the H4. Okay, So you see that the market do something like that. So this was a support for a long time. Okay, and this was the resistance. Okay, and the market make a breakout. Okay, the market gives us the opportunity one time to open a short position, but that's exactly the retest I would thought. So here, I think we are answering the question of Enrique. Okay, Enrique asked, let's say maybe 10 minutes ago, can you show an example of consolidation, breakout, and retest? Okay, so this is the consolidation. Okay, all this is the consolidation. This is the breakout exactly at this line on the H4. And this is the retest. Okay, so at that point, if you see that you have a signal entry, okay, this can be a nice zone. Okay, and you see, we also see here that for my strategy and for my signal, I have here the highest bands of the Bollinger Bands, and I also reached the highest, the 80 levels on the stochastic. So let's say here was, let's say, a signal for me. Okay, and here the market making another retest. Okay, so this is something a bit, let's say, custom. So you should maybe think 2 times. Okay, you see that the market make here her lowest point, and then here make an higher low. Okay, so we will see that clearly on the, let's say, on the H1. Okay, and on the H1, that's what we see. Okay, we see that this was the line I create on the breakout and retest. Okay, here, let's say we also have the second time to entry. We see exactly that the stochastics across above 80. So again, this is my my signal, and I like to go with stochastics sometimes, but I'm still looking to that. You see that uptrend. Okay, so if you open a short position here, that would be perfect. The stop loss would be very, very tight. Okay, this would be like let's say a 1 to 5, 1 to 6 risk reward here. You can open the sell here and put the stop loss just above. Okay, so it will be, let's say, at that zone. Okay, and you should be looking at when the market reach this kind of level here. Okay, even this level. Okay, I think there is also a level here. Okay, that you should be looking. Okay, and on the M15, for example. Okay, and you see okay, okay, so that's what I see. Okay, all the time you increase your statistics if you go all the if you trade the upper and the bottom of the range or something. If here you believe you want to open something, the chance will be like the chance of having a successful trade will be lower. Okay, because you are exactly at the middle of the range. Okay, so the best thing is all the time to open at the highest point you can. Like there is a let's say sentence, traders, that you have to sell high and you have to buy low. You know that's what we try to show here. So this is the Eurocad. Okay, on the M15, let's say if there is something to make. Yeah, I think on the M15 there is nothing. So there was an opportunity today earlier to open a position, but this is actually a key zone. Okay, and we see on the daily, okay, that okay we had, let's say, this support, the resistance, this support, and the market reacts multiple times here. And if you open a short position for let's say for a swing trade, you can objective a lowest point at that. Okay, you can, let's say, close half here and let the 50% runs, or let's say you can close 75% if you are more let's say risk averse. Sorry, like someone that is not aggressive, I would say. To backtest strategy also, it depends of your strategy and on the time frame. If you open a daily position and swing trades, 5 years will be enough. If you open I don't know, a scalping or M15 chart, maybe 2 years or 3 years will be enough. And yeah, like Samuel said, the longer the backtest time frame, the better. That's correct, but you should be careful, because if you go back 20 years before, okay, let's say the market behavior 20 years before is not the same as today. The market all the time evolve. And if you backtest your strategy, let's say 50 years ago, it can work, but today it can be completely a disaster. Okay, so try all the time to take in consideration that the markets evolve all the time regarding your backtests. Euro CAD, the USD CAD, when are you giving free version for one peso one time fee again? Yeah. Okay, so there was only question, but if you have some question regarding the programs or the rules, you can contact the support directly. This will be the best thing to do. I want maybe to show, I think there was a pair that we want to analyze. This was I think there was a pair that we wanted at the GBP yen. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to talk about the yen because there is a lot of interesting things to see. I will try about the dollar yen and then maybe move to the GBP yen, but this should be approximately the same. Maybe not, because we see that the pound dollar is sliding lower and that the dollar yen is going higher. But the dollar yen make it very interesting. Okay, so this is the daily chart. Okay, very bullish trend. But if I go to the weekly, okay, we are exactly on the big resistance zone. Actually, the market is starting to push above. Okay, but we should be careful. Okay, we should be careful. We are still in the zone. The market can make a big week and go back at the end of the week. So we should be careful regarding that. And if I go on the daily, we make today an higher high. Okay, but the market don't want to push even higher than that. Okay, so that's what I see. If I go on the H4, okay, the market is starting to slow down here, but still the trend is very bullish. Okay. So I believe that, yeah, you should be looking for, you should be actually looking for, let's say, a retracement to that demand, for example. Okay, there is here a demand that can be very interesting to open the buy at that zone, for example. Okay, this would be the first point. The second point is to see how the market behave at the trend line. Okay, if the market breaks the trend line, there is a high chance to go back again to that kind of level. Okay, we see that there is consolidation. There is high chance to go again to, let's say, 40 pips below, 400 pips below. And you see that today on the M15 as well, it's kind of the same. See all the time that the market structure is approximately the same. The market make highest point here. Okay, create also on M15 a supply, and you know that supply and demand react kind of in all time. Okay, this was the beginning of the supply at that zone. The market is starting to react, but still you see that the market is very bullish at that point. So again, if you open a sell position at that zone, your risk management should be very accurate. Okay, the stop loss should be, let's say, above, and your risk reward should be like 1 to 3, 1 to 4. Okay, you know that the trend is very up, but on the day on the M15 chart, okay, it can be even better. We also see Quasimodo pattern. Okay, there is the head, the shoulders, and something like that as well. It can be the beginning of let's say this kind of let's say a pattern here. Can be the beginning. You see there is here a big seller that came into the market. Okay. So this can be, let's say, the beginning of on the F15. It's only on M15, so this should be we should see that on the H4 and on the H1 to know that maybe the dollar yen, the bullish trend on the dollar yen can be finished. But I think that there is news, I think, in let's say in 10 minutes. Today there is the PMI in US, and I think tomorrow they also on the news. The market should move. Okay, there is high chance that the market should move. let's talk about the pound yen. I think this is also interesting to check. Okay. You see on the daily that the market make your highest point. Also on the weekly, the market stands. It's exactly approximately the same level that we see in the dollar yen. Okay, the market reached this kind of resistance in the weekly. So very easy to see. And if I go to the daily, okay, the market make a top. Okay, and we see also that the market make a, let's say, top, let's say 800 pips, and then go back exactly, which, let's say, almost 100 overbuy position, then get back here, okay, create a supply at that zone. Okay, that's why also there is the red line, and actually steps to reach above this median band of the Bollinger Band. It's also the 20 moving average. Okay, actually we see clearly that the market, okay, didn't succeed to pass above this, so it's very nice technically to see. And maybe let's check today, even today, if we have on the H1 and on M15 something interesting. Okay, I know that we had at that point a supply that the market react earlier. Okay, this was an action fee to go, but still the market is willing to push. The market is willing to push above, so I want to check again how the market behave at that zone, or even better at that zone. Okay, so that's what I see actually. Let's look at, let's say, at the M15, for example. Yeah, the market is pushing above actually, and you see that the market making here all the time an higher high. So on the M15 you have, let's say, an uptrend. Okay, there is this big dip here, and you see the market make multiple times. There is here, let's say, here you have the lowest point, then you have this consolidation zone, then make a break above. I don't know, but this is the reaction of the supply. I'm waiting to see how the market will react to that zone again. This is for the pound yen. Okay. Is there a source to get another book for a record systems? I think there is a possibility to do that in MT5. I'm not sure how, but I think there was an article that that the marketing team published maybe yesterday. But this is something we can do. It's called maybe the volume of each position there is in the market. I think the New Zealand also is something good to see. Okay, it's a very bearish trend. Yeah, the market is willing to push even below that. Okay. If there is a zone here, I would want to do something. I'm not sure, but I see on the weekly something interesting. This is this zone. Okay, actually we break this kind of trend line. Okay, on the weekly. Yeah, this was the trend line also on the daily chart. If we make here, today we make a break to that zone and we make a retest approximately also as well here, and then we start to push. Oops, oh my, okay, sorry. I just closed MT5 by mistake, so I will just open it again. All right. Okay. It's called tap finger, I don't know, fat finger. Good that I didn't open here 50 lots, you see. Okay, so I was talking about the New Zealand. And yeah, the trend line on the daily and weekly chart is broken actually. On an horizontal zone, you also should check here. This was the consolidation, and then the big demand create here. So I believe you should also check what's happening in this kind of setup here. But still, the trend is very bearish for the New Zealand. And if the market is starting to slide down, it can go even lower, even touch this lowest point here. That is the biggest demand zone that we have. It's approximately 100 pips below. And yeah, there is also, you see, this zone here, approximately. Okay. All right. All right. If you have a nice pair that you guys want to review, I'll be happy to do that. If not, I will close the session. Let's say one pair, the fastest one. What can I say as well? And the decad. Okay, that's interesting. I wanted to open the New Zealand yen, but let's look at the New Zealand CAD. Where can we test at 0.88? Maybe Edward, tell me on what time frame you look at the breakout and retest, and then I can maybe try to help you. But I believe that you talk about this zone on the H4. I think I see the same. It's maybe this zone, approximately. I think we see this even clearly on the. We see this even clearly on the H1. Not so much. This wasn't a thing in the future. You mean maybe this low here? Yeah, I wouldn't take this kind here of big support on the H1. Maybe on the M15, but on the H4, you see it's a very small support zone. Okay, I think if we go to the M15, yes, we can see something like that. Okay, let's say we go to the M15, and yeah, it would be an entry on the M15 time frame, even on the lowest time frame, I would say. Okay, even we go here on the M5, and we look at the M5 like that, and then the market break below, okay, and make a retest. Yeah, that would be a zone to enter. Okay, so even if you see that on the H4, it's even better. Okay, because you can hold it even for the long time. But I want, in order to make the support or the resistance relevant, I want to check some multiple time of consolidation and multiple time of rebounds to that zone. Okay, I think there was, I don't remember, but we had an example like this today that we see that the market, you see, consolidate and then break out. This would be a clear zone for me. Okay, so on the H4, it's very difficult to see this tight zone. But on the M15, for example, yeah, we see this clearly. Okay, this is a support. This is also a resistance. It can also be on on the upside. Okay, actually the market is pushing below, and I still think that if the market push below, we can wait for a retest. You see that the market is actually very bearish, but yeah, that's the same. That's interesting. Okay, if we break also above, we can wait for a retest to that zone as well. You're welcome, Edward. Last question, the CAD JPY. This is the CAD JPY. Okay. Is negative. So can we say where we'll be making a win? I'm not sure what you're talking about, Adelaja, but it's approximately the same pattern of what we see in the pound yen. Okay, we have, let's say we have this uptrend. Okay, we have this uptrend. Actually, the market break this uptrend. We can make a retest to that uptrend as well. And you see there is here also a big supply. Okay, so it depends where you put your stop loss here, but I think there is various zone when you can open a sell. Okay, it can be either to this. I think there is also a supply here on M15, for example, that the market tried to push above. Okay, this is this supply that also react with the trend line. Okay, so here, for example, this can be on the M15 chart. Here for me, an entry zone. For example, it can be for me an entry zone here. I see that we are in the upper of the Bollinger Bands, and also see that we are also on stochastics approximately with the 90 points. But you can also make partial entry. Okay, you can open a sell here, and you can open a sell at the at this kind of the biggest supply that you have will be on the H1 at that zone. Okay, this will be the best part to open a sell. I'm not sure when you sell, but there is still a moment to open a sell position here. There is still some time. Okay. Yeah, how do we wait? If I see that on the M5, 3 or 4 candles that start to consolidate here, okay, it will probably give me some indication. I'm sorry, Sam, I will close the session. I think I reviewed some CAD pairs already, and we talked about the Euro CAD. I'm not sure we talked about the dollar CAD, but if I can give you a word regarding the CAD, please check the oil. Okay, it will be still very correlated to oil, negatively correlated. So let's say when the USD CAD is going up, the oil will go down. It's not 100% fact, but generally it works well together. Thank you guys for today. Very appreciate your time being with me. We had a lot of questions, so I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the session and you had some clear mind after being with me today. So thank you for your time. Thank you for being with me. Have a nice day. And again, thank you for being with us at the 5ers. Okay, see you tomorrow with Saul, risk management course, and it will be the same training room, but it's also talking about risk management, and it's very interesting. See you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.